Thomas, you know what we haven't had in a while?
Too much rum?
Too much rum, because it's always gone.
Welcome back to the Jen and Thomas podcast for this very nautical, aquatic, dare I say, seafaring episode. It is me, your host, Captain Cool Kid, also known as Thomas. And with us today, a very special guest, the belated birthday boy Brandon himself, the BBBB, Brandon Churchill.
Brandon Churchill.
So, Brandon, correct me if I'm wrong, but when your parents named you Brandon, they said, yeah, we're naming him Brandon, but the B is for birthday. Is that true?
Not in the slightest.
I need to check my sources a little better next time. I'm sorry, someone's going to get fired for that. But anyway, Brandon, how are you?
I'm good, Thomas. This production is pretty intense. I'm very impressed with the amount of effort you've put into this.
Yeah, so for those of you listening at home, we are live on location on the Isle of Tortuga. You've seen that movie, Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yeah, you know what Tortuga stands for, right? Or like what it means.
It means turtle.
Correct.
Well, I saw that.
2 points to Hufflepuff.
Yeah, so I saw. Oh, I am a Hufflepuff. Thank you. I saw that Pirates of the Caribbean movie, and I was just like, "Oh, I want to be a pirate." And
well, yeah, because they romanticized it.
Yeah, well, and so we went. We're here in Tortuga, and yeah, I didn't know this, but like all the pirates were killed like hundreds of years ago, so I think I missed the boat on that one. But anyway, we're here.
But the weather's nice.
The weather is nice. The sun is setting over the horizon.
There's one thing we're missing, though.
And what is it we're missing, Brandon?
We're missing some rum.
Oh my God, what's this? Just buried in the sand. We have Pusser's rum.
That's correct. That's how I'm saying it.
That's how we're saying it. So we have Pusser's rum, British Navy.
That's why it's Pussers.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why it's Pussers. Circa 1665, golden age of pirates and pirate hunters.
Correct.
Original Admiralty rum. I didn't know Admiralty was a word.
Admiralty?
Yeah.
Admiralty.
No, it's just Admiralty.
Okay.
Admiralty. There's no I after
It's the
L.
Admiral's tea?
I guess.
Okay.
It's color of tea.
Then
Anyway.
drink up.
So it's 42% alcohol by volume, and we were at the liquor store earlier today.
Our local liquor store here on Tortuga.
There is a wide range in like alcohol differences in rums we saw. There were some that were like 47, some that were like 30, 69. Nice. But I feel like in most alcohols there's not that much of a range. I don't know what about rum.
Yeah,
lets
just
that happen.
I don't know. We have to look into that sometime.
But anyway, let's continue reading from the back of the bottle here.
Please.
The superb rum in this bottle is blended at reduced strength in accordance with Royal Navy Admiralty regulations for rum in effect at the time the daily rum issue was terminated on 31st of July 1970. This proprietary blend has been aged a minimum of 3 years in a once used charred oak bourbon barrel and chill filtered to further enhance its flavor and smoothness.
So they lowered the alcohol content because they didn't want the sailors being hammered.
That's definitely part of it. It's lowered alcohol content at 42%. So
yeah, so check that out.
yeah, and so anyway, how about we
give
it a little try?
A little taste.
All right, so here it is. Pusser's rum. It's a little darker than your standard Captain Morgan spiced rum.
Here's to you, buddy.
Ooh.
Not too bad. Not too bad.
That kind of shivered down my spine, but it has a lot of flavor to it. It's kind of almost like chocolatey.
Caramel. I think there's some caramel in there.
Okay, so I've added a little bit of water to mine. And so I don't know. It's caramel, almost like a coffee, chocolatey. Very kind of darker
more of the
flavors.
flavor. Are you getting more of the flavor out with adding the water to it, like you do a whiskey, or is it not really?
Yeah, I mean, I think really anything to just take the edge off that bite. But this is 47%. It definitely bites you.
For it being 47%.
No, this is 42. I'm sorry.
For this being 42%, that is not a very strong bite.
No. I mean,
In the slightest.
We have Danielle in the studio today, and she just kind of like made fun of me because I took my sip and I was just like, ugh. But that's me with the first sip of anything. Ice cold water does the same thing to me. But I like it.
I like it. I think I get a good caramel flavor out of that.
If I was on a boat, I'd be like, okay, you know.
But it needs something.
It needs something. I don't know. You know, let me tell you. If I was on a boat and all they had for water was this stuff that's been sitting in rotting wooden barrels with algae growing in it, I think this rum would be a perfect thing to balance out that rotten water flavor.
That might just do it.
You know what? Maybe I would sweeten it with a little bit of sugar, and because it's the pirate days and rum production and sugarcane production, they're kind of intertwined, and there's a lot of molasses involved, so I'd probably go with a brown sugar. And I like a little zing. How about we throw some lime in there?
Okay.
All right.
To prevent scurvy, if you will.
Well, we don't know that yet, but kind of.
Well, that's what fruit's for, right?
So anyway, today we're drinking grog. Sorry about that expanded explanation, but that's the ingredients.
Oh, baby, that's good.
I do like it. It's pretty good. I mean, it's a little flat, but
I think it, dare I say, could use more rum.
I think it could use a little more rum. Danielle does not like it. And so, as all rum should be served at room temperature.
She has never had to use water as a mixer in a lot of things, some of us have. Do you like that?
I like that a lot. I have used water as a mixer a little more than I would like. But anyway, so grog, Brandon. We're on the high seas.
Oh, baby.
Do you know what? First of all, what am I doing? Do you know why it's called grog?
Because that's what they shouted when they drank. Grog.
Grog. Well, that, of course. But no, it's actually named after this guy, kind of. So it's just rum diluted with water, or water that had all this algae growing in it, and they put rum in it to make it a little more palatable. So there's this guy, the British Vice Admiral Edward Vernon. He used to wear this coat, and it was made of a material called grogram. Grogram
sounds about right.
Yeah, and so he mandated that they take this every day. They drink this every day.
Okay.
And
taking your bitters.
Like taking your bitters. That's right.
Call back to that.
Call back to the Manhattan episode.
Yes.
Right. And so he mandated every day, and then because he was wearing this coat out of very specific material, all the sailors were like, "Oh, it's time to go get our grog." You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Which is weird because it's like if you were telling me to start taking a certain drink, I'd be like, "Oh, time to go get my denim."
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. But the reason that he had to mandate it every day is because back in the day, they would get these rum rations or brandy rations at the time, and these pirates were like, "Yo, I'm just gonna save up my rations and get fucked up, dude."
That's the way to do it.
But when you have a bunch of drunk ass sailors, they're just gonna be falling over the side, getting seasick.
What are you gonna do with a drunken sailor?
And so all these sailors just started dying, and so they had to mandate that you drink every day so that you couldn't over consume.
Right.
And then they also got sugar rations and lime rations, and lime. Here's the thing: this is the golden age of knowing what scurvy is and not really knowing what scurvy is.
Okay.
Or knowing what does and doesn't stop it, because vitamin C wasn't discovered until 1912. I want to say that sounds about right.
Buy it.
Which is funny because citrus, vitamin C, is one of the reasons that people settled in Arizona, which was founded in 1912. I'm not saying there's a connection. I just think it's a fun little tidbit for you. So anyway, but what's really interesting is, have you ever heard the term "oh, you limey bastard"? When they're talking about British people.
Only from you.
Oh, all right. Well, anyway, a little bit of a little jab you can throw at a British person is calling them limey.
We're apparently calling them pussers.
That's going to be my new one.
Yeah.
We're going to be the only ones saying it, but
right.
we're going to be saying it.
They'll get it.
But so anyway, back in the sailor days, most like militaries and the pirates, they did have like lemons aboard, and they kind of knew that citrus would prevent scurvy, but they didn't really know why.
Right.
And so they knew lemons worked, and it worked pretty well. And then the British, they either enslaved the Bahamas, Bermuda, or Jamaica. I mean, really, they did all three. But
I was going to say.
But one of them they enslaved for predominantly lime production. And so they just got all of this cheap labor, like growing like key limes and all that. And the British people were like, ha, you stupid fuck. You're over here buying lemons. I'm growing my limes on the back of a disposable workforce.
Right.
But limes have like a quarter of the vitamin C that lemons have. So they were going on their long voyages.
So you're saying we're screwed on this island.
We're screwed on this island. But don't worry. I have a little surprise in the second half.
Okay.
We're going to get off the island. Don't worry.
Oh, thank God.
But, oh, yeah, it was a... we came here in a plane and we just jumped out with parachutes. We didn't... there's no airport.
You were given a parachute?
I was. Well, I took it.
Oh.
I don't know how you got here. I
don't want to talk about it. It's been a rough ride.
And so, anyway... The British, they were going on all these and these little limes with a quarter of the vitamin C. That might have been good for going like across the pond or something. But when you're going on these long voyages, they're like, we got so many fucking limes. Don't even fucking worry about it. They still ended up getting scurvy because there wasn't enough vitamin C.
Right.
And then all these pirates were like,
you limey bastard.
Yeah, they're like, you limey bastard. So it's calling you like a dumb slaver because you're dumb for thinking that the limes
that
would
has
work.
scurvy.
Then, yeah.
Right.
And so, a little bit is lost in translation around there, but so that's like the origin. But the British Navy with the grog, and that's why they had limes. And so key lime is what we're using, not the Mexican lime or the Bear's lime or the Maricoot lime, or not even the Rangpur lime. Key lime.
Key lime.
But anyway, Brandon, bit of a long-winded story.
Because we're close to the Keys.
Yeah. And I'm going to be honest, I don't really know where Bermuda is.
It's the triangle, dude.
I don't even really know where Jamaica is.
It's south.
I know. I honestly don't even know where the Bahamas. I don't know where any of that stuff is.
The Gulf
of Mexico.
Yeah.
Oh. This has been World Geography with Professor Churchill.
You guys know how great I am at geography, but
well, I know you clap cheeks at trivia, but I had not heard this geography thing. Well, do you also clap cheeks at geography?
No, I pat them gently.
Oh, that's very nice. You know what's interesting is I once listened to a podcast. Might have been this one. I don't know. I don't remember having them on. But they interviewed a geographer, and then they were kind of like, isn't geography just like where are the states on a map? And he made this really interesting point, I thought. And he said, like, geography isn't like the study of where things are. It's the study of why things happened where they did. And I just thought that was really interesting because like people are only in these like places at certain times because of access to like food, water, environment, animals. Yeah, that's cool. And I just thought that was really cool, you know?
That's cool. That's probably why geography is part of history.
Yeah. But anyway. So anyway, Brandon, I called you the belated birthday Brandon boy.
Say that 18 times fast.
I'm not going to do it. I can't do it. But so it has been your birthday.
It has been.
Upon time of recording and release, it has been your birthday.
Yes.
How was it? How does it feel? You are now the second oldest person I've ever met.
My back hurts.
Yeah, that does tend to happen when you hit the big 2-1.
Right.
Yeah. No, but anyway, Brandon, did you get up to anything too exciting like on the birthday itself? I mean, it was kind of like on a Wednesday.
It was on a Wednesday. I
was born on a Wednesday.
You would be born on a Wednesday.
Thank you.
You probably had like a weird moon or something.
What's funny is my due date was like a Saturday, but I was just so excited I came 3 days early.
Right.
So anyway, your birthday was on a Wednesday. I understand you had a nice little cookie cake all to yourself.
Yes. Danielle was kind enough to home make me a cookie cake. Home bake me a cookie cake with homemade icing too, by the way.
Damn, girl.
She can do it all, folks.
I don't remember getting any of that for my birthday, but it's
I'm
fine.
a winner.
Yes, you are, Brandon. But so anyway, any big plans over the weekend, upcoming week? Going on any trips? Anything fun for the birthday boy? Belated, of course.
I think we have some friends coming over. We're gonna go out and check out some new places around town. I think that's about it.
That's about it.
Gonna drink, get our drink on. Maybe drink some grog. Who knows?
Drink some grog. So you know what I love about the ocean, Brandon?
It's blue.
It's blue. And on those blue waters, generally a boat, maybe even a ship. But who's that ship manned by?
The Captain Cool Kid.
Some sailors. That's right, some sailors, Brandon. Thank you. And so I don't have any tattoos.
Neither do I.
Okay. But I would love to have like a bunch of sailor tattoos, right?
Like the shitty sailor tattoos?
Yeah, but I'm not a sailor, so I can't walk around with all the little things.
Why'd you point at your face?
No, it was a
You
whole
get a
body
face
gesture.
tattoo, Thomas?
I would. I don't know. That'd be kind of fun.
Nah.
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 Well, so anyway, Brandon. So I take it you're not interested in those shitty sailor tattoos then?
No. I do have...
Well, I was going to say, that makes our next segment a lot less interesting.
I do have a friend that draws that style, and he's done some pretty cool stuff. Kind of like, you know what I mean? In that style of tattoo.
I just call them sailor tattoos. So anyway, well, and with all these sailors, like there's like different meanings for like the different tattoos. Like some mean around like what's it called, the horn of the Capricorn.
What?
There's the bottom of South America is like
a
something.
Bugle?
No, when you sail around the bottom of South America
Around the
before.
horn?
No, but it's like something Capricorn. Then there's like the something Meridian. There's like all these areas in the ocean that like sailing through it, you get a tattoo, or like after a certain amount of like distance, you get a tattoo, or a certain amount of time at sea, right? So a lot of them have different meanings. And so right here, I have a list of different tattoos styles, and so I'm going to read some off.
Please.
I'm going to let you pick, 2 or 3. And I'll elaborate the meaning.
Okay.
Because there's like a lot of here.
All right.
Going through all of them, well, it's going to be a 2 podcast.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So number 1, we got lady head tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
Swallow tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to say the name. I'm not going to say tattoos every time. Anchor. Shark. Dragon. Skull. Snake. Panther. Eagle. And ships.
Okay. Anchor.
Okay.
Start with that.
Okay. All right, anchor tattoos. At sea, the anchor is the most secure object in a sailor's life, making it the perfect representation of stability. This is why you'll often see anchor tattoos emblazoned with Mom or the name of a sailor's sweetheart. Oh, hi, Mom. Or the name of the sailor's sweetheart, the people who keep them grounded. Anchors have become popular with general tattoo culture over the years, but the symbolism is still the same. It's a reminder of what keeps you steady.
I feel like that's what people use them for nowadays, too.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't really quite see it on this list. And maybe it is an anchor on the hand. But I think like people get anchors on their hands, like in between their index finger and their thumb. And I think it's supposed to mean like sturdy and like steady, like while working with ropes.
Okay.
If anyone listening knows and it's not the anchor, let me know somehow, because I think that's like really cool. I love when like tattoos like mean that kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Like a teardrop?
Yeah, exactly like a teardrop.
Okay.
And so
Dragon.
Dragon. Oh, and happy Chinese New Year to everybody, or as I got yelled at, happy Lunar New Year.
Right.
Sorry about that.
That's also what it is.
That's our redaction of the week.
Not redaction. Addition.
And so who was that guy, Sailor Jerry? Do you know his full name?
Sailor Jerry Rum?
Yeah, but that's based off a real guy.
Makes sense.
And he was like the OG sailor tattoo guy, I think.
That
I don't
makes
know his
sense.
first.
Based
So
on
anyway,
the bottles, yeah.
this references him.
Okay.
Jerry deeply admired the work of Japanese tattoo masters and was the first Westerner to enter them into regular correspondence with them. Yet he was also determined to beat them at their own game. Jerry's dragon tattoos, clearly Asian in nature, embody these conflicting attitudes. They're more like exotic ghosts than living beings, like totems of an earlier, fascinating era. I'm going to do the panther tattoo because that looks fucking sick.
I've known quite a few people with panther tattoos, so feel free.
Panthers are usually inked as totems of prowess and virility, sometimes also symbolizing a connectedness to nature. Sailor Jerry's panther tattoos are particularly ferocious and masculine, drawn with red and often bloody claws, open jaws, and occasionally in the company of a naked woman.
Okay.
Who, for some reason, Jerry always made a redhead. Hey, sounds like the man has a type. And can we
Sounds like
blame
it.
him? And so this leads me into my next thing. I don't know who Sailor Jerry is.
Makes rum.
Sailor Jerry guy.
Guy. Hey, gay.
Norman Collins. Sailor Jerry was born Norman Collins. I changed my name too.
No shit.
Hey, Norm.
What are you, an accountant?
But he chose to defy himself on his own terms. He simply wasn't one of those people born to live a middle off-the-road life, and he knew it. Back in the 1920s, when Collins came of age, tattooing was an expression that belonged to an emerging American counterculture. This dude does not look like... He looks like a... I don't know, he kind of looks like an old Hank Hill. Oh, and I'm sorry, I didn't see this. We have someone in the audience today. We have the ever-so-wonderful Danielle Slusher. Danielle, how you doing? Sorry.
I am doing great.
Okay, and so from what I understand, you have a tattoo you want to learn about. Which one are you interested in?
Was the first one Lady Face or something?
Lady Head.
Lady Head, I was so close. I want to know what that one is.
Okay. Lady Head tattoos are often associated with beauty, femininity, romance, desire, independence, or good luck. They can also represent a heroine, muse, or a lover. Lonely sailors at sea thousands of miles away from their homes would often get these women to remember the loved ones they had left behind. Many of the most popular lady head tattoos depict a woman of the European Romani culture whose travel and nomadism were romanticized as a free way of life.
I feel like it could be very insulting if you got a tattoo of a female's face to remember your lover back at home if it wasn't your lover's face. That's just my thoughts.
You know, I had a coworker once. He said, Thomas, don't ever cry over a girl. They all feel the same.
Nah.
Words of wisdom from Carlos.
That's funny.
So anyway, Brendan, I say we go get some tattoos.
I'll let you. I'll go with you.
I'll
watch you.
I'll get the lady head tattoo, but it's just you with long hair.
No, it's the filter.
Oh yeah, it's the Snapchat girl filter. Yeah. They'll be like, "Oh, who's that lovely lady?" "Oh, the special guest from my podcast last week. She has your eyes, Brandon."
It's because those are my eyes.
Oh, I don't like it. I don't like it. This went to Silence of the Lambs real quick. So anyway, Brandon, from what I understand, you are just a rum guy.
I am a rum guy.
You've been known to pour too much rum.
Too much rum.
You have been known to pour generally the perfect amount.
Hell yeah.
There's only really one hiccup in the whole rum journey. And when we went shopping today for the Pussers rum. Am I saying that right? Pussers. Yeah, these British pussers. So anyway, we ended up deferring to your judgment here. So you're the rum man. You're the aficionado. What is your preferred style of rum? Because there's white, spiced, dark, black.
I'm generally gone for the white, but that's just for like your general mixed drinks.
I do think it's a better general mixer.
Like if you're just gonna make a rum and coke, like don't waste like a good rum on that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I know what you mean.
I generally tend to do it based on what the mood calls for.
Yeah. Well, and we're definitely going to be doing rum again. Different rums, same rum,
Too much rum.
It's too much rum. But so there's a few drinks that I really like to do. And really, like all right, let me back up. So things like with vodka, gin, and things like that. Normally, like if I'm making a gin and tonic, I can generally kind of go for whatever gin I have. And then same thing with vodka, unless it's like a special infusion kind of thing. But with like rum, the darkness of the rum completely changes what I'm trying to do.
Right.
And so I agree that white rum is good. Like Cuba Libres.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that would have been good with this. Well, I don't know. The Coca-Cola might have balanced well, actually.
Yeah,
So
the
with Pussers,
Coca-Cola with
good.
like a good spiced rum, but you don't want too much spice.
Yeah, but I don't think I would have done a Coke with a Kraken rum.
No, that's a black rum.
Yeah.
That dark rum it would have been tight.
Yeah. But so your favorite is just white rum generally?
For what mood?
Well, I mean, do you just have your go-to?
Yeah. Yeah, go to, yeah.
Okay.
Cheaper.
All right,
more alcohol content.
If you were going to do a shot.
A shot of rum.
I don't like doing shots of rum.
Generally don't do shots of rum, but I would go with the white rum again, honestly.
Oh, all right.
And do a shot of white rum. Now, if I'm drinking it neat, that's when we get into the fun stuff.
What's a fun stuff rum?
A nice 8-year-old aged rum.
Sorry,
with
Busters, you're only 3.
One good solid ice cube. That'll get you there. Or neat. A nice room temperature. That'll get you nice and warm. Like us.
And so when I first started drinking, right, I would get oh, can I have a Captain and Coke and all that? But I didn't really realize the differences and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I decided to drink at home for the first time, I bought this Captain Morgan rum, and it came in this cannonball type bottle.
Yes.
I don't remember what it was, but it was not my.
Yeah, it's Captain Morgan Cannonball.
Yeah, well, I don't know what's different about. I don't know what's.
It's got an orange flavor in it.
Okay. Anyway, it was not my standard rum and Coke rum.
No, because it's a flavored thing.
Yeah, no, it just ruined everything I tried to do those days.
But you know what they made those for?
To launch out of cannons.
To take shots of.
Oh well. That's what I didn't do. Oh my god, I did take shots of that once. Holy crap! Hey mom, you'll remember this story.
Oh jeez.
I once went tubing down the Salt River with my friend Seth. Right?
We've heard of the Salt River.
Yeah, we know that one. Not the Colorado River.
And not the Sichuan River? What was
Ming
it?
River?
Ming River?
Which I don't think is a river. Well, no, I pulled the guy out of there last week.
Sounds like a cool guy.
He was all right. And so we were tubing down. No, I've actually referenced this story slightly before. Remember when we were talking about gins? And I said that me and my friends made this jungle juice, and I poured in half a bottle of that aviation gin, and it just ruined it. So
Right.
it was that day. It was what we made the jungle juice for. And we were tubing down the Salt River. We were pretty drunk, all right? And so we were drinking the jungle juice, and then his friend had brought a bottle of that Cannonball rum.
Yeah.
And we were just drinking off the bottle, man. And when you're just
That's what you're supposed to do with that,
and when
actually.
you're just sitting, floating down a river, you don't even know how much you've had to drink, and you don't even notice because you're just floating in the water, man.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so beautiful. There's wild horses that come up and just drink out of the river, all these mountains. So you're just wow, man. But then it got towards the end of the river, and we tried to stand up, and we just immediately fell back over, tipped over the tube that had the bucket in it, which had car keys, cell phones, sunglasses, all gone. My Samsung Galaxy S8, all gone.
Good riddance.
And so now, whenever I get a new phone, my mom's like, "Are you gonna lose this one in the river too?" Out of every cell phone I've ever had, that's the only one I lost in a river. And it's every time. I was like, "Oh, I think I need a new phone case." "Why'd you lose it in the river?" No, Mom, I didn't lose just my phone case.
Relax, Alita.
Oh, God. It really gets to me. I'm very sensitive about it. But, oh, my gosh. And I mean, it's not I was so drunk I couldn't stand up, but I was drunk and hadn't stood up in 5 hours because I'm floating down this river.
Which standing up gets you drunker.
Yeah, and
Your
so
blood
I was
starts
just
flowing.
Yeah, I was just don't fuck.
Yep.
It was, hi, Seth. Remember when you lost your keys? Oh, I remember it was his 21st birthday. I had a lot of AMFs that night, but it was just one of those nights I was drinking and not drunk.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Like you had enough food.
Yeah, probably.
Funny story about those cannonballs.
Oh yes.
So they made a pumpkin spiced one around Halloween time.
I think a pumpkin spice rum could be good, but it's not something that I would drink more than once.
Correct.
I would have a sip and be like, "Oh, they're doing pumpkin spice now."
a friend of mine and I each got our own and drank that entire thing for our Halloween party.
Brandon, I thought you were college educated. How could you have made such a dumb mistake?
No, I was in college.
Oh, there it is. So close.
It was, it worked out well for me, and not so much for him.
Oh, jeez. You gotta be looking out for your boys.
I got
Brandon.
a fiance out of that night.
Pumpkin spice rum. I don't know. Here's the thing, Brandon.
Yes.
Let's say we open some kind of distillery, some kind of brewery.
Okay.
Can we just make a pact right now that we don't do anything weird?
What do you mean?
I don't know.
Weird
Or do we get too weird? Do we just let it get
I
weird?
was gonna say weird to who?
Yeah. I don't want to be the guy that makes pumpkin spice rum. I'm scared.
Yeah.
This is what keeps me up at night. I mean, I only had this idea now, but it's what keeps me up at night.
Maybe not pumpkin spiced, but like pumpkin.
You drive a hard bargain.
It's a good
I'm in.
fall
You
flavor.
son of a bitch, I'm in.
It's a good fall time
You know what
flavor,
though?
dude.
I don't know if I like pumpkin. I
go back
I like,
and forth as well.
I like those ugly ones
Wh-
that you decorate with. I think those are fun.
Which ones?
You know the ones that are all like
Bumpy?
yeah, lumpy and warty, and they got the little
We got some over there.
nodules. Oh, I thought that was just my reflection. No, I'm just kidding. I washed my face. Don't worry. My man, you love some rum. This is a rum. I'm sorry, everybody. This is just a rum episode.
We were thinking grog, but it just turned into rum.
It's just rum water.
But I mean, that's what grog is. It's
what it is.
Water with a little bit of rum
Well-
and lime in it.
Well, and that's what grog is. It's
Well,
literally
lime, yeah.
made to just slow down your consumption of rum.
oh, those dirty bastards!
It's made to
those
make sure
limey whores.
it is made to make sure that you drink rum every day, and to
Okay.
make sure you don't get drunk.
Shit.
Now,
we
ladies
find
and
a
gentlemen,
nice,
that's a
even
way of
mix?
life that I can get used
Can
to.
we get an even mix there? How about it's so you drink more water and you get the right amount of drunk?
Yeah. Well, and this is what I want to say too.
I don't
Wait.
think
Also, I'm sorry. Do you go to Florida because it's National Rum Day?
no.
Oh, it's just for fun. I mean, it's just a
Well, we
coincidence.
found out the first year, and then it was like, we should do this every year.
Oh, well, there you go. But back to the grog, the groggery, if you will.
Gregory?
Groggery.
Okay.
That's a grog for short, you know. You know how like I'm Thomas, sometimes I go by Tom.
Who calls you
Grog.
Tom?
I call myself Tom when I'm like putting myself in like a scenario. If I'm like telling a fake scenario, I'll be like, "Oh, something Tom." It's like how I reference myself in the third person in like an imagined scenario that I come up with.
Okay. Like an alter ego.
Yeah. Tom's not afraid to take chances. I am not 100% sure we got the ratios
Okay.
right and all that.
Yeah.
But if I'm on a boat, this is pretty fucking good.
Yeah. Hydrating.
That drink, yeah.
Scares off the scurvy.
We need lemon for that.
Or we just need to drink more.
I think that's the answer.
It's always the answer. More rum. Too much rum.
Too much rum. It's too much rum. Oh my gosh! If you guys wanna join in the festivities of it's too much rum, watch the I'd Have a Seltzer Bang Part 2.
I'd
Return
have
of
a
the Rum.
Seltzer, Bang Hard Seltzers Part 2, I think.
Isn't that what I just said?
I don't know. We got it all mixed up. No, I gotta look it up to make sure we're saying this right.
All right, Danielle, he's looking that up. Can you hold the line, please?
Hold the line.
No, Danielle, hold the line.
No callers.
Okay, thank you. But no, so if you want a good time watching us just get uncomfortable, watch the I'd Have a Seltzer for the Bang videos. They are
Bang Hard
rough.
Seltzers Part 2. I'd Have a Seltzer episode 16. So
Damn, you've had a lot of seltzers.
friggin' mouthful. Yeah, well, we're on like 18.
Oh my god, dude! I mean, this is a grog episode, not a seltzer episode, but that strawberry. Just watch the video, everybody. I don't want to spoil the ending,
Dude, don't even bring that
but it's too much
up.
rum. It's too much rum.
Too much rum. Thomas,
Yeah.
was the rum this strong back in the day?
Like 150 years ago, maybe. I don't really know. Like, I don't know that recent of history, but it's actually pretty interesting. If you don't mind.
Please.
If you don't mind, Brandon.
I never mind.
Danielle, please continue to hold the line. But if you don't mind, Brandon. So,
No
I don't know
calls.
if you know this, but alcohol is just kind of poison.
I knew that.
Yeah. So, yeast makes alcohol, right?
Yeast?
Yeah. It's like over there gobbling up all the sugar, and then it's like, I'm going to make some alcohol out of this, big boy. A boozy drink. So when you're fermenting, distilling, and all of that, you're just having all this yeast, eating sugar,
Hell
and
yeah.
making alcohol. And then it's just kind of swimming in poison. And so it would like make alcohol, and then things kind of like stop fermenting when it's so alcoholic that it just kills the yeast.
Oh.
And so a long time ago when fermentation was kind of like first created, you know, like tens of thousands of years ago,
Easy.
whenever it started.
Millions.
And so, well, I mean, I don't know. I guess animals have been fermenting shit for a long time. But anyway, so like, and then as we have kept doing that, it's like evolution adaptation. Like, so this the surviving yeast from like the 5% alcohol, 5% was probably like the highest thing anyone's ever seen, you know, which is normal for us now. Like that 5%, some of that yeast survived and reproduced to then make like stuff that could survive 6%. And so that just like built up over time to now where we can have like 69. Well, I mean, I don't even know.
Nice.
Yeah, 69. Nice. Like, you know, that percentage of alcohol. I don't really know how Everclear is made. Like, I don't know if it's like made a certain
Grain.
thing. Well, I know, but like, I don't know if alcohol or like yeast is making it that high, or if they're like making something and then like evaporating all the other shit off. I'm getting a nod from the audience. So that must be it. But so yeast this high must be a pretty recent invention, right?
Mm.
And so I wonder if even 150 years ago we like knew that. Because now we're at the point of like selective breeding that yeast to be able to yield higher and higher things. And so I wonder if it was even this high.
Are you saying our spirits might be GMO?
Motherfucker, everything's GMO except salt. But on the back
At
of
least
this,
it's all we use.
yeah, I'm fermenting a few things at home. I'm doing a garlic and ginger honey. I should be like, no, it's,
Ginger it is, baby.
Yeah. No, and which gets back to when are we making a mead, Brandon? When are we making a mead?
When are we making pickles again, dude?
Ooh, sometime soon. I've been saving up so many goddamn jars for that pickle party.
Hell yeah, brother.
Danielle loves a pickle party. You were there. I was there. But Brandon, let's say we're gonna pickle something, because you know how like being drunk, they're like, oh, this guy's pickled.
Right. His innards, his insides.
Can I put you in a jar and then just pour a bunch of vinegar on you? And I just want to see what happens.
Could pour a bunch of liquor on me and see what happens. Okay, I don't like that sound.
No, I will. Okay, so anyway, let's say we're pickling something. A little bit of a sneak preview into a future episode, Brandon, is we might actually need a little bit of pickle juice.
Mm-hmm.
Future listeners know what I'm talking about.
But what if it's homemade pickle
What if it's
juice?
homemade? And that's what we're going to do. And so let's top 5 pickles.
What do you mean top
five pickles? What would you pickle? Top 5 things you'd pickle.
Cucumber,
Boo.
a jalapeno,
Okay.
banana pepper.
Okay.
I would.
If all of them are peppers, I'm going to flip the fuck out.
Then flip the fuck out, dude. I don't like other shit like that. Name some stuff that you would want. Okay, name some stuff that you can pickle, and I'll tell you yes or no on that.
Okay, so pretty much any kind of firm vegetable. So you can't really like pickle lettuce, you know what I mean? So you can do cucumbers, which is a fruit.
Don't get me started.
You could do carrots.
No.
You can do kohlrabi.
Never heard of her.
It's related to
Margot Robbie?
Yeah, you can pickle her. But no, kohlrabi is related to it's like I'm a pilot on a plane.
Like, yeah, you're something.
We're soaring at 30,000 feet, and no, it's related to broccoli. That's what it is. So you could pickles, kohlrabi, beets, radishes, the white part of green onions. That's what I did when I was with Danielle.
I wouldn't mind trying that.
That was really good. I really, really liked it.
I'd be down to try that.
Pickled eggs.
I would be down to try that as well.
It's pretty good. I do
like
have,
hard boiled, right?
Yeah, you hard boil
Yeah.
them. I have a gallon fermentation crock thing.
Okay.
I just need the cultures to get it started because if you wait for eggs to ferment on their own, they get like really gross because it takes too long to get started. So you have to get like a starter culture.
Okay.
Yeah, any like firm vegetable, pickled onions. I really like pickled red onions on my tacos.
No.
Ooh, pickled red onions on a carnitas taco.
Oh, that's true. We had that in some
bro.
HelloFreshes. Those are decent.
Yeah, I like a pickled radish. You can do pickled baby peaches, but that's a fruit.
No. Anything else?
I don't know. What are some other root vegetables?
I'm not into that.
You can pickle pretty much any. Have you ever seen Portlandia?
No.
There's a skit that they do where it's like the whole thing is like, we can pickle that. And they just like start pickling like random ass things.
I bet people do asparagus.
Yeah. I've never had. Ooh, that would smell really bad.
Imagine that pea.
I don't want to. But you know what's interesting about pickling and with fermenting too is, except with alcohol, it actually makes food way healthier for you because it's like already like slightly broken down.
Right.
So
Easy
like
to
all of,
digest.
so it's easier to digest, and it's just, especially with like fermented foods, because that's like a controlled rot, so you get a lot of that that microbiome stuff going. And because it's already slightly broken down, a lot of the like minerals and stuff, like beyond like your regular vitamins and stuff, like the minerals and like just those like micronutrients, there's suddenly a lot more bioavailable to you, and that's something that like your body might just like pass through without even like actually getting to. So a good amount of like pickled foods and fermented foods is really, really good for you, and that's one of the reasons I got into it in the first place. And I've done a lot.
Kimchi.
Kimchi is really, I love kimchi because it gets really spicy. And see, that's a fermentation.
I don't know if I've ever had kimchi.
I love it. The first time I had it, it's weird. It's cabbage, but it's like fizzy.
Oh, interesting.
It is so strange. And the first time, it's kind of like the first time you have kombucha. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's so good now, especially since most people make it spicy.
So I know you know this, but we'll say it for the listeners. Kombucha does have a little bit of alcohol in it.
Yeah, like 0.0001%
Do you know
or something.
the longer it sits on the shelf, the more alcohol content it gains?
Well, catch me buying a case and putting it in store. Might as well just buy a hard kombucha at that point.
For real, though.
Yeah, no. But yeah,
It's
no,
probably
it
how they
has.
make that.
It just has like a little touch in it. But yeah, no, it's pretty good, and it's going through what you would call a secondary fermentation.
Right.
That's what gives it carbonation. But yeah, a lot of fermented foods end up carbonated, but because you have like that little airlock on it, all the carbonation just goes right out.
Yeah.
Like my fermented honey, if it was in like a completely sealed container, it'd probably be carbonated, but I have an airlock on it. Oh, and I've been fermenting some pineapple for months.
Brother.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I might throw it out. I'm scared. We can try it. We'll eat it. We'll try it. What? You know what, man? No, fuck it. We're gonna try it.
What are you
When was the
scared
last
about?
I was gonna say I'm scared of botulism, but when was the last time someone got botulism? Fucking tell me, dude. I don't give a fuck if it's a neurotoxin.
Yeah.
No one's had botulism in like 200 years.
You kind of freaking me out now. I don't know if I want to try this shit.
Fuck you, botulism.
You should have just been like,
It's free Botox, dude.
It might be gross, but we should try it. And I've been like,
No, we
okay,
can try
sure.
it. Well, no, we'll just get one of the ones out of the bottom.
Okay.
That should be good.
All right.
Don't worry, guys. I don't have like mold growing in my
Right.
growing in my pineapples. But no, what I wanted to do was I wanted to make a fermented pineapple and grilled jalapeno hot sauce.
Yeah.
And I kind of forgot all about it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I walk by I call it the fermentation station. Thank you,
Correct.
Brad Leone from Bon Appetit. But yeah, I walk by the fermentation station just about every day, and I like looked up at it the other day. I'm like, bro, that shit's been going for like 8 months.
How long is it supposed to go for?
Fucking 2 weeks to as long as I want, man.
Well, it sounds like it's...
But it's a little funky. I need to get a pH tester.
I say it sounds like we're getting to the wherever you want part.
Bro, when are we gonna record? I'd have a fermented hot sauce. We should just start making that shit. Start fermenting some peppers. Yeah,
When are we
going
gonna do the hot ones episode?
I don't know. You mentioned that already. You told me the sauces were on their way, and here I am waiting, sipping on grog. Not a spice in my mouth.
Daniel has the sauces. You hear that, Daniel? You just need to bring them over, buddy.
I don't think I could trust Daniel with anything.
Whoa.
I don't see him here with the sauces. If I trusted him to get the sauces here, and they're not here, so how can I trust him to bring them at all?
So the question is, who's going to do the interview, though?
I can do it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'll give you my network of people that you can...
Brandon, I already know everything about you.
Okay, but I want to hear you ask a question about something
No,
I
go
don't
ahead.
expect you to ask.
Go ahead. Ask me anything about you. I'm going to get it right. Don't even fucking...
You asking me to ask you a question about me?
Ask me a question, and I swear to God I'm going to get it right.
You want me to ask you a question?
Purple. Fucking got him.
The bisexual color?
Yeah. Yeah. I forgot about that. For context, when I was a kid, my dad sent me to school in a purple shirt, and then everyone made fun of me for because I was wearing the, quote, gay color. And then Danielle enlightened us. She's like, oh, no, it's just the bisexual color.
Right. It's also the Taylor Swift color.
Right?
I got that right,
That's
right?
beyond me.
Never mind. I
God
have no
damn
idea
it,
what I'm talking
Danielle.
about.
Brandon, when have you ever known what you're talking about?
Fucking never, dude.
No.
Never.
But Brandon, I know what I'm talking about. And that's that our glasses are empty.
Yeah, they are.
That goes down smooth.
I think it's time for the second drink.
I think it's time for the second drink, and I think I'm going to do something a little different. I'm feeling a little more...
Vitamin C.
I'm feeling a little more rambunctious, a little more pillagery, a little more burying treasure. I'm feeling a little more pirate.
A little more golden.
I'm feeling a little more golden, and so I think you're going to like what I have in store for the second drink.
Okay.
We're going to give it a try.
All
You're
right.
going to tell me what you think. And then, I don't know, I think we'll just chat for a bit.
I think that sounds good.
Okay, thank you, Brandon. Brandon,
Tommy boy.
so you made our second drink.
Indeed I did.
I'm going to admit
Different color.
it's a different color, and that's why I'm afraid. I'm going to try our second drink.
Really gonna like it. Here, let's do a little.
Just a little.
Ooh.
It's too much rum. Actually, this is perfect, I think.
Thank you.
So, Brandon, what do we do different in this one?
Squeeze of a lemon.
Squeeze of a lemon, because we're not any of those limey bastards. We're not one of those pussers.
Pussers.
Yeah, so the lemon is what was generally used aboard ships. So yeah, that's why we went with lemon today. But anyway, Brandon.
Well, also doubled
yes.
up the rum in this one too. By the way,
it's good. Yeah. Well, and so the reason it's so light on rum in the first one is to force you to drink your rum without getting you drunk.
Right.
This is just a nice little cocktail. I recommend you try it, Danielle.
I don't know if mine tastes the same as yours, but
What, is yours a lot more rummy?
I might have more water in mine actually.
Oh. Here, do you want to try mine, Danielle? Mine's a little...
Her face.
I think that tastes like a dark and stormy.
I think it tastes like a Moscow Mule. And she said you're messy. I think it's got a similar flavor profile to a Moscow Mule.
We're going lemon. We're going pirate. And Brandon, I've been racking my brain. What can I do to draw more of you out? What can I do to... I mean, I already know everything
Too
about
much
you,
rum.
obviously, because... Too much rum. I already know everything about you, obviously, because, like I said, I'm going to be the Hot Ones host, and I already know everything, so I know what to ask.
Can't wait.
I was like, but how can I extract what is Brandon? How can
My
I get you to
soul?
bare your soul to the listeners?
Okay.
So we're going to play a game.
I know how you love your games, Thomas.
It's not that kind of game.
It's big avid listener of this podcast. I know you like games.
It's more of a thought exercise.
Okay.
So, who would Brandon be If he was a pirate.
Bartender.
So, so Brandon, I'm here on a pirate name generator. Could you tell me your name, please?
Brandon Churchill?
I don't think you spelled that right, but okay. Okay, Brandon, how about Captain Mitch Bloodsmear?
I like that.
Okay. So tell me, Captain Mitch Bloodsmear, how'd you get your name? Bloodsmear, is that
Period sex, yes.
Oh. And
your face.
ladies and gentlemen, I'm so sorry, our new guest.
Whoa, Bob.
You know, if anything, I thought that was a given name, but hey, they don't call it puss or rum for nothing.
Well, better than a taken.
But so anyway,
name.
Captain Mitch. Mitch, can I call you Mitch?
Captain.
All right, Captain. Where, what? So it's very nice of you to meet you here on the Isle of Tortuga in the wonderful port of, Tommy Gun Port.
All right.
What's your lovely boat's name? It's a wonderful galleon.
Okay.
What would you call this lovely lady of the sea?
I actually had a boat name for a while.
I have a boat name, so like when it's my turn, I'm ready.
I did have a boat name for a while, and I forgot what it was. Oh my god. What was it? Because you can't name it like unsinkable or some shit like that. That's like asking to get your boat sank.
That's the quit. That's the studies have shown that's the quickest way to become sunk.
Right. Damn. What was I gonna name it?
Was it like a name? Was it like a word?
I think it was kind of like a phrase or something. You know what I mean? You know, some of them are phrases.
Yeah.
Fuck. What was it? I just name it like Lost at Sea or something.
The Rum Runner.
Rum Runner. Yeah, is that overplayed though? How many boats are named the Rum Runner?
You know what, Brandon? It's a classic for a reason. We play the classics on the *Thomas podcast.
Rum Runner's a good one.
That's a good one.
That's
and
a
also,
good one.
first of all, Captain, it's like 1667.
Rum Runner.
It hasn't been played out yet.
Bitch, they don't even know what running is.
Nah, running was invented in the 80s.
Have you seen Jack Sparrow run? They don't know how to run back then. Dude runs his arms in the air.
That's a quick way to fall over. So anyway, Brandon, I'm sorry, Captain Mitch.
No, just Captain.
Sorry, Captain. So you're here in Tommy Gun Port with the beautiful Rum Runner ship. Is it safe to assume you're bringing rum into port?
Baby, you know what's on deck. Yeah.
What's your port of origin, Brandon?
Origin.
Captain.
Let's see. I started over in the Netherlands, actually.
The Netherlands. Wow.
Yeah, long trip.
That's interesting.
Viking ancestry and shit,
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
I mean, that boat looks like it's of Spanish origin, but I'm not going to ask any questions.
Hey, I didn't say the boat came from there. I said I came from there. You did.
Captain, I'm going to be honest. You are the most European man. Like Western Europe. You don't look Netherland for... What are you, 6 foot?
What are you, in the
That's
FBI?
I'm in the Tortuga Bureau of Investigations.
Then you don't have any authority,
No,
bitch.
I do not.
You ain't got
Absolutely
shit.
not.
How about you take my cargo and I'll take your money and we'll call it square, dude.
All right, Captain. I'm not going to press any harder. We'll take your rum. We'll give you your coin. There's plenty of blood to smear here on the island. We'll let you go. Thank you, and please come back to Tommy Gun Port Customs on Tortuga.
Next time, don't ask me so many fucking questions.
I'll try not to. You know, it's all for national security. Yeah, no, yeah. So she has my name ready. Do you, Danielle?
Should I announce it to you like you did me?
Yeah, but you can be like, oh, hello. You can be wherever you want. Wait, hold on. What's my name?
Jimbo.
No, but what's my full?
I want to surprise you with your name.
Okay. I just know it's Jimbo, and that correct me.
You can giggle and shit, and then
Okay.
welcome to port. Jelly Legs Jimbo.
Oh, that's me. They don't call me Jelly Legs for nothing. Look at these things.
What's the name on that galleon you got over there?
Oh, that's the Victoria Isabella,
Okay, all right.
named after a daughter I had in a dream.
Nobody asked. Okay. What you got as cargo on that?
Well, Mister, may I call you Mister?
Please.
Well, you know me. I go from sea to shining sea, carrying only the finest silks, a couple of rare fruits. Have you ever seen this before? It's called a banana. There's a lot you can do with it.
That's awfully dick-shaped, eh?
Well, there's a reason it sells, mister.
You, never mind. There are lots of men on this island, if you take a fancy. Anyway,
I only need one beautiful gal.
all right. Where you hail from, sir?
Well, well, strangely enough, I'm from the desert. Had to hitch a ride on a camel to the nearest, ocean, as I've heard it's called. Sorry, mister, I'm a bit new to the game.
What, pray tell, game is that?
The game of smuggling. But let me tell you, you're gonna see the name Jelly Legs Jimbo up in lights. Candle lights, that is. We haven't made electricity yet.
Smuggling? We don't allow smugglers on this island.
No.
This
the
is
bananas
proper.
The bananas are legit, I promise you.
All right. Let me see your paperwork. All seems to be in order.
I'm smuggling pussers.
You keep that shit to yourself.
All right.
You
Sorry, I see there's a lot of men here. I see pussers aren't welcome.
You limey son of a bitch.
Oh,
Well,
jeez.
seems to be in order. Off you go.
I'll be on my way. And,
Off you go.
I hope you have a nice rest of your day, mister.
Stop talking to me like that.
Okay.
All right. Sorry.
I like that.
That was
good.
Jelly Legs Jimbo, everybody.
I like that. And Mitch the Blood Smear.
Captain Mitch Bloodsmear.
Not a bad name, but when I
Yeah, I don't like the direction you took it. We could have been
I
like,
took it a weird direction.
they call me Bloodsmear because I smear the blood of their children
Yeah,
on something.
You could have taken a dark way. I took a comedic way with it, and it made it
No,
weird.
No. You didn't take a comedic way. You took a torturous way that will haunt me.
Torturous.
I don't need to hear about how Captain Mitch is. Who's that?
Jelly Wrist Willie. Oh my god. What's up with them and jelly,
What'd
dude?
you search to get that?
Pirate name generator, Brandon Churchill, Jelly Wrist Willie.
Oh, it gave me. What was the first one it gave me?
Jelly Legs Jimbo.
No, that was it gave me. What did it give you for? What was the first name it gave you?
Jolly
Oh, Ferdinand.
Ferdinand Magellan. I like that. It's nice. It's calming.
Brandon, I love being on Tortuga, bro.
I love our ambiance that we've established.
Oh shit, dude, we didn't.
I don't think we really talked about
this
it, did we?
is so irresponsible.
I know. We need to start it off by setting the setting.
I know that's what we did our last two. So anyway, set the setting for me. We're here on the beach. Oh my god.
Because you know how we have our TV screen
Yeah.
to set.
Well,
the
it's
mood.
funny. We actually brought the TV to Tortuga, which
Right.
that's why you didn't have a parachute. I gave the other one to the TV.
I use the TV as a parachute.
Oh,
Like
Really?
like
That
a
worked?
Cartoon.
well. So anyway,
Yeah, it's a projector screen.
we are here on the beach. The vibes are the backdrop is the beach. A dynamic beach video, actually.
Yeah, it's kind of a quick
It's a setting
change.
sun.
Yeah, it sets and rises quite quickly. I think it does it about 10 times throughout this hour. A little disturbing. We do have a dead person on the beach.
Well, you see, Brendan, I did that because I really wanted it to be like, is enthralling the word? Like, what is it when it's, I don't want to say all-consuming, but like all around you? Not interactive.
In depth or
What's
immersive?
I wanted it to be an immersive experience.
Okay.
So I actually killed that guy a long time ago, so he'd be the right level of decomposed for you. Because I didn't want him smelling, and I didn't want him looking so lifelike that it freaked you out.
Sure.
I just wanted you to be like, huh, look at that.
Okay.
It's like I'm really there.
I do feel like I'm really there.
And then we have our wonderful boat, the Rum Runner. And then we have our boats in the distance. It's just nice. You know what, guys? I have not been to a beach since I think I was 23. My 23rd birthday, I went to Maine. But where I was in Maine, there wasn't really
that
beaches.
doesn't count.
Well, what do you mean it doesn't count?
Nah. You gotta have sandy beaches.
Well, no, I'm getting there, Brandon.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So most of it, where I was, Bar Harbor, Maine, it was mostly cliff face, or when it's all that like river rock, pebbles, and all that.
Bar Harbor.
But there is a little beach tucked in between, tucked in the mountains of the Acadia National Park, and you'll never guess what it's called, Brandon. Sand Beach.
Sand Beach.
And it's just this wonderful beach, like kind of just up against these mountains, and it's so cool, man. Like when I went to visit, I might have already told this story, but you go down there, and like sometimes you will see like deer and moose.
Whoa.
Walking on the beach because it backs up against this like mountainous forest.
That's wild.
Beautiful.
Literally.
When I went, there was like a squirrel running around in the sand, and then it like dove into this girl's backpack and started just rummaging around for some snacks. Like ran out with like a protein bar.
Did it start talking to you?
Did the squirrel start talking to me?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, but I was high at the time. No, I was just kidding.
Okay.
No, I was with my dad, and no, the squirrel was just like, oh, that's funny. And this girl was like, oh, my God, what do I do? I don't want to touch it. And I was like, well, just fucking wait for it to leave. And she's like, but he's in my backpack. Well, he's not going to stay there, lady. I don't know. I get, just let the squirrel hang out, right?
People are wild.
People are wild. Squirrels are wild. Oh, my God, I went to Boston for that same birthday. I've never seen so many squirrels in my life. Like, I'll be walking around here in St. Louis. I'm like, still not as many squirrels as Boston.
Yeah, well, this is also a more metropolitan.
I don't know. Boston's a pretty dense city, but I was in the Boston Commons.
I don't know. That's
Have
interesting.
you ever been to Boston?
Never.
I highly recommend it. Something we're actually going to reference on a future episode. During our generation of the second drink, when it snapped into existence, and by that I mean you made it.
Yep.
One of our wonderful audience members gave me a little bit of the background about how Boston and rum and people dying has a bit of a connection. Oh, my God, people dying and rum. Can I tell you something gruesome as we kind of wind down the show?
Please.
So, rum is good.
Rum is great.
We all know it. We all love it. Unless you don't. But in that case, you're wrong.
I don't want to talk to you.
But so rum is made from like sugar cane and molasses and all that. So in all of those islands that I mentioned, that I couldn't remember which one was used for limes or whatever, but a lot of rum was made in those islands.
Too much rum.
It's way too much. Too much rum. Way too much rum. It's crazy because they were like using like you're like heating up all this molasses and like boiling all of it, and sometimes like the metal. I don't know like what the machine is called, but whatever the molasses was stored in as it was getting heating, like it could like explode or even just overfill, and it
the
would
kettle or something.
Yeah, like the kettle full of molasses would just like explode or overfill, and like the slaves that were forced to work it would get on their skin.
Ooh.
And like you can't really get hot molasses off of you.
No.
And so it just burned their skin off. And then I'm sorry this is so dark, but like they just like dragged people out and they're like, all right, keep working.
Oh my God. Rum.
But the rum is good.
Well, it better fucking be for that.
No, but I don't know, man. I don't know. It's so strange. Like almost all of like human advancement, war, innovation, like all of that, like it revolves around like food, right? And like I call alcohol a food in like a very loose sense, but
okay.
I would love if there's a book out there, someone please recommend it to me. But like, what is just like the history of humanity through the lens of alcohol? Because I have a book that I'm reading right now, and there's some stuff I definitely going to bring in like future episodes.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of about like history through the context of rum, it is infinitely interesting.
Oh, I imagine.
And I would love to get this same book, but like the history of humanity through vodka, gin, wine, any of that. Like, it is insane because it really just kind of seems like as soon as people get like food, water, and shelter, they're like, how can I get fucked up?
Damn right.
And alcohol is a pretty quick and reliable way to do that.
I think in terms of availability and
You can also just
with the quickness, if you will.
You can also just ferment things on accident.
Yeah, of course. Well, that's like stumbling across mushrooms on accident as well, you know?
I remember one time my mom was picking me up from high school, and we're big iced tea drinkers in my family.
Is that because you're from Arizona?
Yeah.
Arizona iced tea?
Well, not that iced tea. It was iced tea in Arizona. And so my mom had this like half full cup of iced tea in her car. And, you know, when you go and get your iced tea, they'll drop a little lemon or an orange in it. And I go and I'm like, oh, hell yeah, brother. Iced tea.
I know exactly where this
and
is
I
going.
took a sip of this thing. And
straight alcohol,
yeah,
bro.
it was straight alcohol, bro. And then my mom was like, that's been sitting in my car for a week. And my mom's not a dirty person. I'm just like, why has this been in your car sitting in the warm sun for a week?
I was going to say, and then the warm
this
sun.
This whole thing has been a convection oven for this thing to just ferment. But, dude, that thing was hooch.
Well, let me tell you something.
I spit it out. Oh, I was like, blah, blah, blah. And I was 15, you know, not drinking at the time.
Right.
Ugh, God.
So
I think you would call it limoncello today. No,
probably.
Just kidding.
Yeah. So the supplements I use
is rum?
yeah, right. I used to pre-mix them with water before taking them with me to work before the gym, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Me having fallen out with the gym a little bit, I wouldn't always I would, you know, talk myself out of going. So I wouldn't use those for a couple days, few days. They would turn alcoholic.
Yikes. So
At
it's
least
supposed
in
to be
taste.
like yes, this is what gets me invigorated for the gym, for exercise, the epitome of health. But then you're like, my favorite central nervous system depressant. How I've missed you.
Yeah, it's really wild. And I've never had that happen with anything else other than these supplements that I started taking.
I don't think I've ever accidentally fermented anything else. I've accidentally cured a lot of things. So, Captain, Mitchell, blood, is it blood smear or blood schmear?
Don't ask me those questions.
So Captain,
So,
from what I understand, when you're not on the high seas, you are
in the local pamphlets called Instagram, yes.
Yeah, in the local pamphlets called Instagram. And what pamphlet can they find you in on Instagram?
My username is Brandon_Churchill_95. My Twitter, Brandon Churchill without the U in Churchill.
Is that the name of your bird? Your parrot? Your Twitter parrot? You know what? Sorry, so I'm sorry, Brandon. What we can get you on Twitter? Where was that?
It's Brandon Churchill without the U in Churchill.
Okay.
Yeah, my parrot will fucking talk to you through me.
He'll twit
or
at
whatever.
you.
He'll twit at you.
And so, and Brandon, well, you're gaining a little bit of traction in a couple of places. YouTube is one of them. Where can we find you on YouTube?
Yeah, the YouTube is youtube.com /at Brandon Churchill. I think you might be able to just search Brandon Churchill now and find me, but
I think so.
I don't know what to test that.
Yeah. Well, and as for me, you know, you can find me at Jelly Lake Jimbo on Instagram. No, I'm just kidding. You can find me at
soon.
Soon, yeah. You can find me at Capt Cool Kid on Instagram. That is CAPT Cool Kid, and Bad Boy of Botany. You can follow the show on Instagram at I almost said it again. You can follow
Jimbo and Thomas.
You can follow the show on Instagram at Jen and Thomas Podcast. You can find the show on Twitter. I've been forgetting to tweet. You can
You've
find
been
us
retweeting my tweets.
I went on and retweeted all of yours.
Hell yeah, dude.
You can find us on Twitter at Jen and Thomas Pod. The YouTube is Jen and Thomas Pod. We are found on, I think, everywhere podcasts are found. I think I'm still waiting to get on Stitcher.
Definitely Apple, definitely Spotify.
Yeah, so if you like to listen somewhere and you cannot find me, please let the show know, and I will make it my number one priority to get on whatever you want. I'm just trying to spread the word. But yeah, YouTube, Apple, Spotify, Google, I'm pretty sure I'm on, and a lot of the other smaller ones, Acast, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And bless you.
Bless you, my
And
child.
I don't know. Well, hold on, let me bring it up. Fuck. Gotta bring it up.
Bring it back now, y'all.
Danielle, hold the line, please.
One hop this time.
Danielle, I need you to hold the line.
Hold the line. No calls.
No calls.
No
Okay.
calls. All right.
Well, and you know what, Brandon? All right. Well, and you know what, Brandon? I think I want to leave us with this at this time. I want to leave us with this. A quote from the great David Rains Wallace. I don't know who the fuck that is.
Me neither.
But he has some words of wisdom. Fermentation may have been a greater discovery than fire.
Wow.
And I'm inclined to agree.
Okay, so I understand where he's coming from, all right? Alcohol's great. But
Keep in mind this is the Jen and Thomas podcast, not the Fire and Thomas podcast.
oh, I'm sorry. I thought a lot of this content was pretty fire, but
No, it is. No, it is Fire. It's the
Especially
Jen and
that-
Fire and Thomas
especially
podcast.
that goddamn skit we had in the middle there.
Well, that was good.
That was a fire skit, dude.
I'm glad you liked it because that opens up so much more.
Oh God.
And,
I
and
gotta
for
practice
everyone
my
listening,
accents.
for everyone listening, the first 100 of these episodes is me just seeing how far I can push Brandon. But once we hit 101, it's gonna be great.
Oh my God. Well, shout out to episode 100 when we get
Shout
there.
out to episode 100 when we get there. You only have slightly less than 2 years.
Do we know how many episodes we have out right now?
This will be episode 10. We have
Holy
9 episodes,
shit.
but we also have a third drink. So this will be the 11th, but it's episode 10 of
Okay.
the main series.
Okay.
Also, do you agree that fermentation is greater than fire?
No.
All right. Well, sorry, everybody. That'd be a little more climactic coming from the rum runner himself. But anyway, Brandon,
no,
speaking
the
of
blood
rum running,
splatter himself or whatever.
speaking of
was.
Captain Bloodsmear, do you have some rum to run?
I do, and you have some silk to push.
Oh yeah,
on
that's what
people?
I was doing. I'm
Silk
I'm
pusher.
selling silk and bananas.
Hi, Oliver. Yeah, so I'm
Is
selling.
that a banana in your silk? You just have
Yeah.
to see me.
So I have to sell silk and bananas, and Captain Mitch Bloodsmear's got to run some rum. But before we let you go, I want to give you some words of wisdom.
Please.
You know, we say drink responsibly on this podcast.
Yeah.
I think it says a lot that even pirates who are known for drinking had to be put under control with their drinking. It's
Was
not a
that
good
the-
idea.
Was that the pirates or was that
Or
the
sorry,
Navy?
The Navy,
Right. Also known for their drinking.
also known for their drinking. They had to get a handle on the drinking. So it's you can't be moving, you can't be operating boats, car, especially. Don't drink in boat.
Oh yeah, that's a big one. A lot of people do that.
Don't drink like a fish unless you're prepared to sleep with the fish. Hold on. Don't drink like a fish unless you're ready to sleep with the fish. Not in the
Okay.
sex way. You know, sleeping with the fishes.
I got it. I got it.
Yeah, no, drinking and
mob
boating
mentality.
has led to a lot of death. So maybe that's our lesson. Don't drink and boat today.
Normally we say don't drink and drive, but today we say don't drink and operate a boat.
Yeah, because even in the old days.
Don't drink and con a boat.
Con a boat?
You don't drive a boat, you con a boat.
Don't drink and con.
Don't drink and con.
No, man, it's
A boat.
crazy. Don't do it. We want you to be safe. We want you to be kind. We want you to be
everything you can be. Don't if you're some kind of like brute, mean, drunk, don't do it. Be nice, be cool.
Be chill, bro.
Don't let alcohol run your life.
Right.
I mean, alcohol runs this podcast, but don't let alcohol run your your podcast. But no, I don't know, Brent. I think that's where I want to leave it. Don't drink and boat. Don't drink and con a boat.
Don't drink and con a boat. Goodbye, pussers.
Goodbye and good night, pussers.